Hello guys, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install Linux on your Chromebooks and use educational materials on it. So the idea with this would be if an admin wants to have students be able to use executables and have more software that could be used for learning, they can do this. Or if you have your own personal Chromebook and you kind of want to play around and learn how to use Linux or do some crazy coding, then you can do this, because Chrome OS doesn't really allow as much things for a lot of stuff, such as, well, coding. You can't really do any executables practically on it. So first you're going to want to turn on your Chromebooks. You're going to accessibility, screen magnifier off. There we go, that's much better. So I'm going to go to Let's Go. I'm going to connect to my internet, which is here. So now I've connected to the internet and it's checking for updates. I'm going to log in to this. So this is kind of awkward angle to be using the camera at. I probably should have put this a little bit farther back and zoomed in, but whatever. I'm just going to log into my school account. Actually, no, my personal account. I'm going to stop recording for this because I don't want people to see my email or password at this moment. So I have logged in now. I changed the camera angle a little bit to try to be a little bit of a better angle, which it slightly is. You can see that my office right now is a lot of mess right now. A while ago I tried to organize it, but I never got more time to finish it, nor when I had the time did I have the will to do so. So I am sorry that there's that huge stack of books right there. So basically, first I put the flash drive in already here, but you might want to make a recovery image just in case. So you're going to go to Web Store, and then you're going to find Chromebook recovery tool, which is Chromebook recovery utility apps. Add to Chrome, add app. I'm gonna open this, get started. For this Chromebook, enter. So that's the Acer c720. Continue. The media I'd like to use, I want to use this thing. Continue. Create new. So I'm not going to remove that. That's going to have a recovery image made. So now that it's done making the recovery, you can close out of this. I'm going to pull this out. It's probably, so it tells me to be careful, whatever. It's in now. So then we're going to go to recovery mode first. And so I'm going to first turn off this Chromebook. So now that this is off, we're going to go into recovery mode, which is escape, refresh, and power button. Control D, and then press enter. So that turns off OS verification. And now we wait. It'll take a little bit to restart. So it's going to developer mode now. So now that that's done, we're in developer mode, so let's go. I'm going to connect to this. I'm going to temporarily stop my camera so that I can put in my password. Okay, so the angle's changed a little bit from the camera again because my camera died. So what you're going to want to do now that it's in developer mode is go to your command line, which is basically cross, by typing Control-Alt-T. So now that you're in cross, you're going to want to type shell, and then sudo bash. What sudo bash is, it's similar to sudo su on Linux, where it brings you into the root user or super user, depending on what distro you're using. Or I think it's on Android, it would be like su and then a weird dash something. But anyways, so what you want to do is dev underscore boot underscore USB equals 1 space dev underscore boot underscore legacy equals 1. And so now what that does, it turns on legacy boot and enables it to be able to boot off of a USB. So now that it can boot off of USB, or well, now that we have the settings, it'll allow it to boot off of the USB and use legacy boot. So for this part of, you're going to want to create a USB to boot off of. I'm sorry, I started there. So basically, what you're going to want to do is go to the directory that it is in. So I'm going to go to my desktop /com / and that's where I have the ISO downloaded here. So I'm going to go into sudo. What you're going to want to do next is make sure that you know what USB you're using, so you don't accidentally overwrite the hard drive. So you're going to go fdisk-l. As you can see, /dv/SDA is my hard drive. I don't want to mess that up. /dv/SDB is the one I want to do. So it'll be dd baud / so it'll be dd if equals baud, and I press tab to finish it because that's a long thing to type out, of equals /dev/SDB. Do not do your hard drive, because if you do that, that will literally break it, and that's not good. So to make sure, again, this is my hard drive. This is not, that's in B, not in A. So I'm going to press enter for that. Now, as you see here, it's finished doing that. So now this drive is, or should be, bootable. So right now this is off. I have my bootable USB in here. So you're going to turn it on. Now when it loads, you're going to press Control-L. Now press escape when it says to press escape. Then whichever one of these you wish to do. I'm going to boot from 1, which is the USB drive, and then you're going to type the number for that. And then I'm going to press enter to boot that. So it's going to be taking a little bit to boot. So now it's loading settings and loading stuff. So it's going to start a tab in the browser when it starts. So I'm going to close that for now. I'm going to go to, what you're going to go to is settings panel. You're going to click and keep scrolling over to system, and then you're going to click install. Because I already had it opened and I clicked it too many times. So now English, continue. It might be easier to see if I bend the screen a little bit down like that. I'm going to connect to my internet. Connect. And I am going to find my password actually on here. Now my connection's established. I'm going to continue. Download updates. I'm going to click to also install some third-party stuff. Continue. I'm going to install this now. Continue. I'm going to keep it like that. Might be easier for you guys to see here. I'm going to put the name here to be I create Linux Chromebook. Pick a username. I'm going to make the username be I create, and the password will be, now that that's done. Oh, for the username it has to be lowercase, so I create. Now I can continue there. So now I'm just going to install everything. So now that this is done installing, I'm going to go to restart now. And that's what you will do too. And so this will restart it. And so now I'm going to remove this like it says and press enter. And so what it's going to do is it's going to start. When it starts, you press Control L. You're going to have to do this every time, which is a little bit annoying. So now it should boot. And as you can see, it is booting. As you can see, it's I create. And then when I type in the password, now it logs in. It's configuring settings. And there we go. And that is how you install Linux on a Chromebook